We began to learn about sharing of the heart and order of the house in the 70s, when the first CSSJ research teams went to France to study our spirituality. Our newer members have been formed in their practice, and among Sisters of St. Joseph, the terms may refer to a very wide variety of practices. We have asked a few sisters to help us get a common understanding of the practice. With their help, we are going to explore how sharing of the heart and order of the house is core to us as Sisters of St. Joseph. Its power as a tool for mission and transformation, and how it is done. In the Reglement, Father Madai wrote that each week the sisters would confer for a half an hour on the state of their congregation and on the current works of zeal.
I really do think that the term state of the heart and order of the house get in our way sometimes. So the terms are new. The concept is not. The concept comes from Father Madai. It's in our original documents. But we have to understand those terms as they were given to us. Why we say state of the heart and order of the house. So when Madai says it, he's saying we're to confer with each other about the state of the congregation and the works of zeal ordinarily done. And what he means, the focus of our zeal as Sisters of St. Joseph is God's desire, God's dream that all may be one. That's our main work. That's why we were founded.
The practice offers us a concrete way to be in communion with each other and attentive to God's activity and presence in our lives and our world. So it gets into that zeal. The zeal is it's what you're doing, in ministry, or even how you're cooking dinner. Are you doing it for to be in communion with these people you're feeding? It's anything, any activity can be a reflection of God acting in and through us.
Just like the early sisters were struggling and trying to figure out where's God calling us? What are these times telling us? Well, even more so today, we have to do this and do it well for the life of the world.
The idea of the state of the heart is finding God through the neighbor, through the activities of daily living, in the zeal for the mission, in nature. And it's a communal spiritual direction.
And it's really essential to who we are and how we are as Sisters of St. Joseph.
What it does, if we really take that process seriously, both on the individual level and the communal level, then basically what you're doing is asking yourself the question at a very deep level, how am I paying attention to how God's operating in my life?
And I think the transformational experience happens because the result is hope. The result is deepening our union. The result is living who we're supposed to be even more deeply. And also I see my sisters, the associates, the agrégé members in new ways. I feel more connected to them. And this energy becomes part of the community or the congregation and impels us forward. It's a movement forward.
I'm willing to share how I am moving more deeply into relationship with God, with the sisters I live with, and they're willing to do that for me, that helps to bring me closer to God. And then it gives me the encouragement and the desire to go back out and to be that presence of unioning love in the world. So I think if we really take it seriously, if we really engage it, then it can be transformational for sure.
I would say sharing of the heart is more intentional. You know, we have a goal in mind, and that is to get to the order of the house and figure out where God is calling us as a whole. So our listening is listening to the Spirit in the other and looking for common themes or common things that fit together, that unify us.
When we talk about order of the house, in the primitive constitutions, the role of the superior in the house, it was that she was to see to the order of the house. And the way it was described, order meant, are we living in keeping with God? Are we living in keeping with the movements of God and what God's asking of us? Order for us is not everything in lockstep. When we talk about order, we talk about perfection. It's not about being flawless. Order for us is what's in keeping with God's heart. And so then we listen to how is God leading and inviting and challenging us as a group, and what is the next right step for unioning love.
As our main spiritual practice, one of our main spiritual practices, it's where my individual prayer connects with the community. As part of the Sisters of St. Joseph community, we have made this commitment to be communal beings together.